When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, guys? I'm Rob.
And Chad, what's up?
And if we sound like death, is because we are. We both have been sick for the past week, and it's been horrible. Well, we've had a good week writing bonds, though. That's been good.
Yeah, we just had a couple of big ones come through. So that was cool.
And helped them out. And I got a good feeling that they're going to court. So I'm not worried about it.
I feel good about them. Yeah, or I wouldn't have sent them to you.
Yeah. And so other than being sick, I don't think there's anything pressing that's been going on the past week. So we're just going to kind of go. But you know what? I got a rant, bro. I didn't know the Grammys were last night.
I don't give two shits about the Grammys.
I don't give two shits about it neither. So I was online, I was looking, and evidently it was on last night. And Lady Gaga, this is my rant. Lady Gaga got up there and talking about trans people are people, blah, 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 blah. Look, if you're walking around with twig and berries in between your legs and you got a pair of boobs, that's not normal. Okay? Mental institution sounds good for you. Some mental help.
Yeah, they're people. They're screwed up people. But
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, why you got to bring it up? I mean,
yeah.
They got mental stuff going on they're trying to fix in their head, I would imagine. We don't need to, recognize
right.
it.
And then Beyonce winning, that was horrible. Ugh. You disgrace the country music to me. I don't like it. Anyway, moving on.
So the other topic that's going on, that's a little more compelling to talk about, I guess, is what about these tariffs?
Yeah.
People are freaking
the hell out. But you know what? I would rather pay a 1% increase on everything. At the moment, it was not going to stay there. I'd rather pay for that so we can get our country back in order. And we're not. Have you seen all this wasteful spending, dude?
Liberals had no problem while shit was on fire and going up and cost daily on goods and services over the past 4 years. You didn't hear a peep out of them. Well, it's what we got to go through for Joe Biden to do things. Now Trump's in charge, and he's actually got a plan.
Yeah,
and people are freaking out over the cost of eggs right now.
Yeah, I know. It's just shut up.
And listen,
I think
the whole Canada thing, I just watched a guy break it down. I think it's less than 5% of stuff we import from Canada.
Yeah.
I
was looking through my house yesterday trying to find something.
Yeah, I saw this TikTok this guy was going through. He was he had a maple syrup, looking on the back. He goes, nope, Vermont. He's going through and all these things and nothing with Canada on it. So I don't know what we're getting from Canada. Maybe some lumber, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense to me.
Yeah.
I heard Justin Trudeau, which I thought he's on his way out, but he was talking.
I did too. What?
Yeah, he was talking to the press, talking about he's going to put tariffs on the U.S. We're like, okay, whatever, and
right.
he's going through these things that we get from them. Orange juice, he mentioned.
I thought we got that from Florida.
How do you grow oranges in Canada?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out too.
Yeah, I heard him going through a couple of things. I'm like. He said fruits. I don't know what fruits come from Canada. Maybe. Can you think of any fruits?
Oh, did you see Chuck Schumer get up there he goes, this is going to affect the Super Bowl, and he holds up a Corona and he holds up an avocado. Say this is going to cost you more. I don't care. Corona's a shitty beer anyway. And I don't like avocados, so boom, there you go.
I mean, have you been down the beer aisle lately? Do you know how many beers there are? Do you really think that's going to affect people?
I don't. Hell, I don't know. I don't even know where half the damn shit come from. And now we're there's a lot of people starting to look it up. Let's see. I want to see where
I really don't feel that we're going to. Molson, I think Molson's a beer that's made in Canada. What's that? That's Belgium.
It's one of my favorite beers, and it's
Yeah, I've heard of that. But I don't really think you're gonna feel it, folks. So just chill out,
relax.
Anyway,
so since I sound like Barry White over here, I'm gonna let Chad tell this story today. So our story, Chad did this before I came along.
Yeah, this
right?
is before you came along. This was Angel. Angel was a Backpage girl. Those you that don't know what that is, that's a call girl, a hooker,
escort website,
escort, that sort of thing.
It's not up anymore.
Angel was a girl that we'd bonded out a few times. She was always around town. She knew lots of people. People knew her. She passed away a couple years ago.
Did she ever get straight again?
I don't think so. But it's interesting. She left a review, a Google review on our website after this story I'm going to tell. And it was that we had saved her life then. I guess we postponed it, until later on. But
well, you know,
we did what we could.
Chad
to help
and
her.
Chad and myself, believe it or not, Chad has a really good heart, and it's in the right place, and we're always trying to help somebody, just like we did Ellie, and many other people that we've tried to help, and some good, some bad. We try. So bail bondsman, it works. Bail
works. Yeah, it's one of the best things we have.
And if anything, we've helped somebody.
But you can only help somebody so much. They've got to want it themselves.
Yep. So with that being said, Angel, do you know how much it was? How much the bond was? God,
it was like a $5,000 bond, I want to say, but it was like drug related. She was always getting in trouble. Of course, all this goes hand in hand, drugs. And, that kind of lifestyle.
All right. Well, with that being said, it is story time for Angel the Backpage. What's going on here? I have no idea why.
All right. We're going to have to go straight into it without our little...
All right. Well, evidently it's not working because... whatever. Okay, well, we'll go straight into it. So, Angel. So tell me, Chad, this was before me. This was before I came along.
Yeah. So I think this is one that James helped me with on this one. And what happened here was we got the skip notice, the forfeiture notice. And this was back when, social media, which, people were using a lot more. People still use it, but it seems like it's changed over the years.
Right.
You just basically had Facebook. But then you had Backpage, and that was where these girls would advertise this stuff. Right?
Right.
So
where'd you bond her out of?
I want to say it was New Hanover County here in Wilmington.
Okay.
And once I got the notice, I started looking at her social media page. She's not really putting much out there that I could see. And then so I would go on the Backpage. Now, Backpage would advertise. You could go in. You had to go on the site, and then you had to choose your state, and then your city. And then in that city there would be listings for different things.
Man, it seems like human trafficking right there all day long.
Yeah, well, they eventually got shut down. I don't think that exists anymore. I think that page that guy, but there's something new that popped up in its place and very similar, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've actually used it before. Remember?
Yeah,
me, you, and my buddy Blake, that one that passed away a few years ago.
Oh, to catch the girl up the street.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, we'll tell. Just remember that one. Yeah, see, these stories
I know they just kind of pop up, and you're like, oh shit, yeah.
So with Backpage, I started I would get on our local Wilmington page, and I would go through and I would look, and a lot of times these girls they'll use the same pictures, or like in her case, she would put like $ symbols in her description of her on her page on the Backpage. Well, she just disappeared from Wilmington. I didn't see her on there anymore. But what I do is when I first start is I'll screenshot listings that I find and I'll put them in a folder because there could be little clues in those photos.
Right.
And the whole page. So what I did is I went up and the little listing that she had done, it was like Angel, $, emoji, whatever.
Yeah.
I would copy that and I would put it in a description. And it showed up in Florence, South Carolina listing on Backpage.
Oh.
So she was using the same, like I figured, she was using the same information for a new location. What we later found out about her was she was actually part of a circuit that she was being
like a human trafficking.
Yeah. She was actually being transported. She told me
sex trafficking.
She had been sent off to Georgia, where the golf place is out there, where they play golf somewhere in Georgia. Anyway, I found a listing that was recent for her in Florence, South Carolina.
Okay.
And so I'm like, James, hey man, can you go with me to round this chick up? And we just focus and we watch that page, and she's posting pretty regularly in this place. So Florence isn't that far from us, we can get there in a couple hours. Yeah. So we go down there, and it's set up in a microtel. If you've ever stayed at one of those spots while you're traveling, microtels.
One of them shitty hotels.
Yeah, they're like an efficiency. They've got like a, you can stay in them like for a week.
Oh yeah, like long term.
Yeah, they got cooking
or short term.
That sort of stuff. And anyway, we're thinking, okay, it's fairly new. We go down there and we're like, well, let's talk to the manager and let them know what we're doing.
Yeah, because most of the time we talk to them and they're cool.
Yeah, because they usually don't want that sort of thing in their hotel. Well, we went there and spoke with the lady who was the manager. Later, we found out that the drug dealer that Angel was being pimped by was actually the son of the lady who was running the
front desk.
The front desk, yes.
So you go and talk to him, and she notifies him like ASAP.
Yeah, we didn't know with that. We were screwed from the start and didn't realize.
Oh man!
So she seemed like she was all agreeable and everything. Like we went on the second floor of this hotel, and I mean it just smelled like weed on the whole second floor.
Probably bad weed too.
I don't know, man, but like I'm talking like at noon, I'm going in like there's nothing but like fog of smoke on this whole second floor.
Right.
There's nothing getting done but like drugs on this second floor. And of course we go up the door, knock on it. Nobody's coming. They already know. And so we think that she's in there. We don't know that she's been taken out, but later we found out that they had run her down the steps in the back and put her on a bus to Augusta, Georgia. That's where she went.
God.
Yeah. So we ended up spending 2 days there, getting nowhere. And so we went back to Wilmington. I'm like, well, that's a loss. But we're not completely done.
No, you don't give up. Never give up.
We don't give up.
Never give up.
So we're like, okay. And so I start watching the page again. And I'll do the same thing. I give it some time. You just let things calm down. They're going to go back to what they've been doing.
Yes, because they got to make money still.
Yeah. So I put in the same thing, the little phrase with the hearts and money signs and all that stuff that she's got on her page. And a new one pops up in Augusta, Georgia.
God, that's a little bit further. That's off of I-20.
That's that long ass.
It's like 4 hours.
Sucks.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's give it a little bit of time. We still got, good amount of time.
Right.
And
because we don't, for you, all you listeners, we don't wait to the last minute. We jump on everything as soon as
we have 150 days before we have to pay the bond in full, right? So we have a list, and it's kind of like they get priority as to when they're coming due. So we try to stay on top of it so that we don't get behind. So we give it a little bit of time, and then I notice an ad pops up for Myrtle Beach. I'm like, oh, our backyard.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm like, all right, James, we got to make another trip. It's been a couple of weeks, and I'm like, this time we got to go to Myrtle, and we're going to do this differently. And we get down there, and we get into a hotel on our own terms.
Right.
We don't go to theirs. We get on their own.
Sneaky.
Yeah. So we go to a hotel, and we talk to a manager. This time we tell them that we know of, and this is a nice hotel, and we tell them we know of a situation where they have an escorts that are coming to hotels, and theirs is one of them. And they're like, we don't want that here. Okay. This time we're not naming names or anything like that. We're just saying y'all have a problem. We're the exterminators.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like to me when y'all were in Florence and y'all y'all went and talked to them. That was like their main spot to make money.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they got her
absolutely.
out of there because they didn't want y'all around because they didn't know who y'all were. And then, I mean, they knew who you were, but they didn't. But they didn't want to.
Oh, we could be messing up their bigger
Their
picture.
the bigger picture. So they got her the hell out of there. Say if she gets caught somewhere else, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that was a major drug like ring thing going on in that hotel. I don't know how. Whoever owns that hotel, I would be furious because there was nobody staying there that was legit.
They're probably getting kickbacks like a damn Democrat.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. It wasn't good. But anyway, I'm glad we played it the way we played it.
So you're in Augusta, Georgia. We
didn't go to Augusta.
No, Augusta.
No, I told you we watched and we waited. Now they're in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went to Augusta, but we didn't go down there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So
we gave it some more time, and then it popped up in Myrtle Beach.
Oh man, that's an easier drive.
Right. That's what I'm saying. She's in our backyard now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to the hotel. We talked to the manager. Totally different situation. We said, "Look, you got a problem with people using your hotel," and she's like, she gave us a room. We're like, cool. We only need it for a little while. We're gonna pose as people that are looking for a guy looking for
A John.
Yeah, John looking for one of these girls.
So who volunteered for this?
All right, so Angel knows me. She knew me because we bonded out so many times. I think her other family, we've helped her, definitely would have recognized me on the phone or in person. So I had to be hidden.
Right.
Didn't know James though. Right? So James steps up and we go to this hotel room and we are talking. We're actually using a third person to talk to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're calling the ad and saying that they're at this hotel. And she's interested. She wants to come. It turns out she came to the hotel and there was a cop down there. It was totally unrelated to us. He was in the parking lot and scaring her away. And we had to tell this guy to tell her that we're not cops. And,
Right.
It took her a while. So she was on drugs bad.
Right.
And she needed the money bad.
Right.
So she had to weigh her options of,
All right. I see
is
where
this
you're going
legit
with
or, is this a trap? And that guy was really screwing us up, being down there. Eventually, I think he left. And we were able to get her to come to the hotel. I hid in the closet. And James ended up, I think he ended up talking to her like him and the other guy were buddies or something. And she's like, it's a setup. And he's like, I'll come to the shirt. It ain't no setup. He's like, I ain't wearing no wire, and I'll come with no shirt on. Know, and he ordered a pizza right before she was supposed to get there. So the delivery guy came literally as she was coming up the stairs and dropped off a pizza. So James went to the door when she came, eating a slice of pizza and no shirt on. And she comes in. I'm in the closet listening to the whole thing, and she sits down, talks on the edge of the bed, and she's nervous. And James,
while James is still eating a pizza,
yeah, with his shirt off, and he's like, so what's up? And she's like, well, before we get down to business, let's talk business before we can get down to anything. And I'm in the closet going, he ain't got no money to pay her anything.
So you're waiting in the closet just to make him like squirm a little bit. Yeah, I've did that. That's pretty. It's hilarious.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. And so they literally got down to the part, and he got up, put his pizza up, and he kind of boxed off the exit door. It's kind of one way out.
Right.
He kind of went over there, so it's as if she wanted to bolt because he knew where I would be coming out of. So I stood up, I turned the corner, and she looked at me, and her eyes got all big, and then she just kind of
looked down.
I knew it was a trap. I was like, no, you didn't.
Well, if you knew it was a trap,
you wouldn't have come.
There, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't have come. She goes, yeah, but I needed the money.
Well,
I'm like, well, anyway, so we arrested her, and
so you got Angel. All right. So, she was cool, like the ride back, all that. Was she didn't fight y'all or nothing?
No, as a matter of fact, later, like I was saying, she went on her Google page, and she said that we saved her life. She told us that she was there that day that we tried to go to Florence and get her. She was in a room. She was so high on heroin that she couldn't move.
She didn't know what was going on.
She said they rushed her down the steps and put her on a bus to Augusta, Georgia.
Wow.
And
there's a lot of that going on.
People don't, realize how real that is, but it is.
And most of it, like that heroin and fentanyl, is coming across the borders.
Yeah,
and
this drug dealer guy was keeping her like that. She was basically just a machine to bring him money.
Man, it's sad to see, but this is the stuff that needs to be handled.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that needs to be caught.
Yeah, you need to let the guy who's in charge right now. You got to break some eggs to make some omelets.
Damn right.
And that's what the man's doing. Is he's Chef Trump right now.
Damn
he's
right.
making omelets.
Yep.
And y'all need to just have a little faith that things are going to get done.
Damn.
Because it's not always the easy way.
It's horrible. Like, I don't wish that upon nobody. I mean, because that's somebody's daughter.
Yep.
That's somebody's child. And you don't want them, messed up on heroin. I'm not I've got a big sour in my stomach for people who just keep repeatedly doing it on their own and not want to take responsibility for anything. Yeah. Like my son's mother, my youngest son's mother. She's never had anything to do with him because she's pills and the heroin, and I've raised him by myself. But he's a good young man though.
So she was in the back of the car on the way back, and she basically, said life sucked at that moment, but later she thanked us.
She got clean at least,
for a while, and this was years, in between, that time and just a couple of years ago. I think 2 years ago. I think she passed away here.
How many times you see her in jail after that?
Off and on. Yeah, she would still call me, and I just would remind her of us having to go get her.
Yeah.
People will still call you even though you went to go get them.
Right. And you're like, why? Why would I bond you out?
Yeah, you got to remind them that wasn't fun for us.
And it wasn't
to make
it's
a
not
couple
cheap
of trips
neither.
to one to Florence and then to
it takes time away from us doing other things to make money to have to go get you, and we don't like doing that. So when we have to come get you,
it's usually we're not happy. We're happy when we finally get our hands on you, but we're not happy to have to go through the whole process. No. But it is what it is. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
So, we finally got her and that's sad, man. Sad. I saw her daughter had posted something about her passing away, man, because people kept wondering where she was at. She had a post on social media.
Well, that's $5,000 that we didn't have to pay, and she did eventually make a court date,
and it helped her for that time being.
Yeah.
So got her out of that situation she was in, and
Well, Myrtle Beach is horrible, man, for that shit too.
Well, it's parts of it are. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you keep saying Myrtle Beach. Parts of it are
Myrtle Beach, not like North Myrtle is a little bit better, the further north you go, the better it gets, and the further south of Myrtle Beach, the better it gets. It's just that right in the heart,
Strand area.
Yeah, that heart of Myrtle Beach is
anywhere that people are from every other place seems to be a place they just crap on. And
somebody said on an interview one time that like Myrtle Beach is run by the cartel, which is not a surprise to me, but it needs to be taken care of, and I think our current administration is going to do it if the Dems can get out the way. So, by all you people out there, like heroin and fentanyl and this sex trafficking shit has devastated millions and millions of people. It's affected everybody in your life and your friends. I'm sure everybody's got a story.
Yep.
And it's time for it to change. Let's tell better stories like, hey, nobody in my family had a problem with fentanyl this generation, which is what we want to see. So, oh, man. Well, Angel.
That's the story of Angel.
Story of Angel the Bat Page. Sorry that we couldn't get the music going. It was working earlier. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway. Chad, anything you want to say before we get off here?
Nah, that's just not, we'll have more exciting tales.
Yes. And we're gonna have Regina on here soon.
Okay.
Yeah, because the NCBA put us in their newsletter. How about that?
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. So yeah, we're trying to just inform everybody that Bell works, and there's a reason that we've been around for so long. And it's at zero cost to the taxpayer. So we're glad to be able to do that.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's the end of our show, guys. If you like what you hear, you can see us on Off the Hook Bail Bonds podcast on YouTube. Check us out there. We're streaming on all streaming platforms. And just hit us up. If you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, hit us up. Let us know if you want to be on. If you got some questions or comments, just let us know, because people are starting to find out more and more about us, actually. I keep getting like messages from YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's cool.
Starting to get recognized. Hopefully the White House.
Oh
yeah, I feel it.
Put our names in the.
I put our names in the hat
for like the press.
Yeah,
thing?
The press briefing. Yeah,
I don't know if we're ready for that.
Hey, you don't know until you try.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay.
So we'll see how it rolls.
But let's stick to what we know.
Hey, exactly. We'll bond you out and go get you to it at the same time. All right, guys. Well, I'm Rob.
I'm Chad.
And we love you, mean it. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.